What's going on, you guys? Rob's We're the Highway. Happy Tuesday. So, we're on a roll with lights. You get me on a tangent sometimes. I can't help myself. Because there's so much more to talk about, okay? Lights. What are lights? Well, we know what lights are. Why do we need lights? Well, we know why we need lights. But what most people don't talk about, and what most people I find talking in daily life don't understand, is what color is the light. Well, I say, well, Rob, what does that mean? What do you mean, what color is a light? Light can be red, green, yellow, blue, purple, right? Or anything in between. It can be white. Okay, fine. What type of white? That's when people get lost, right? What I'm going to do, and I don't think this camera is going to portray it very well, just because cameras' jobs are to, if something's too bright, to dim it down. If something's too dull, to spruce it up. So you get a clear picture of what you're doing. The human eye is infinitely better than any camera would ever be. I don't care what type of camera you have, right? What we're going to do is we're going to talk about 3 different color temperatures that are predominant, maybe 4, when it comes to modern LED lights. And then I'm going to start by talking about what light bulbs used to be, okay? So let's dive right in. Regular light bulbs as we know it, right? Incandescent bulbs, a 60 water, a 100 water, a 3-way between 35 or 40, 60 and 75 3-way light bulbs, you know. These are things, I'm 33, right? These are things that we had when we were kids, okay? Any type of incandescent bulb that has a filament that runs through it that gets super freaking hot and sucks down electricity is an incandescent bulb, okay? That filament glows because you're pumping electricity through it. Simple, right? What most people don't realize is these types of light bulbs that people our age, right? Like, a lot of the younger kids these days may not know because they may be too young to know or have grown up in this point. But the old school light bulbs that we know it, the color temperature, and I'll preface this by saying the lower the number, the more yellow. The higher the number, the more like bright white, bluish tint you'll get to it, like daylight light, right? Okay. Normal incandescent bulbs, I'm going to switch hands here. Normal incandescent bulbs typically are 2500 K or even less. Some cases 2300, or in the case of old-fashioned filament bulbs, can be only 2000 Kelvin, right? A lot of modern LEDs, including all the flashlights that I just showed you in the vlog from yesterday, are all super bright white. Well, why are flashlights super bright white? And why would you not want that color in your house? Couple reasons. You want bright white flashlights like 5000 or 6000 K lights because it is a more white color. And when you're trying to find something, it's better to have that bright white, okay? But in your house, not so much, in my opinion. Again, this is my way or the highway. This is my way of doing it, see? Going back to the other end of the spectrum, a warm, comfortable color light back in the day was 2500 Kelvin. Now, modern day LED, when LED came out, or they had the interim when they went to the curly cube balls, and then they went to LED, a lot of times they were all that bright white. The same LED that's in the flashlights I showed you are now being put in bulbs in houses. It's not quite good, in my opinion. I don't like that. When I go to a house and I see some bulbs that are that bright white and some that are the yellow, it drives me nuts. And the reason why I think that is because people just don't know any better. They just go buy a light bulb, and they don't understand now more than ever with the ability to adjust the color of the light. We didn't have the liberty to do that back in the day, but we do now, so we need to pay attention to it. Typical light bulb that I like in my house is 3000 K. If I had one color bulb to choose from, it would be 3000 K. That's not quite yellow, but it's not like iridescent blue, like bright white 5000 K that would be outdoor, that would be like the flashlights that we know, right? Now there are some instances here, and I could tell by looking at a bulb the color of it. You hold a gun to my head. That's how good I am at determining these things. Like right here, and again, the camera's not gonna depict this. These 3 bulbs that are in this fixture over the air hockey table, these are 2700K bulbs. They're more yellow. And I did that for a reason. I want the light that's portrayed on this air hockey table to be more soft. Why do I want the light to be more soft? The reason I want the light to be more soft is the brighter white the light is, the harder it is on the human eyes. Just like it's harder to walk outside when you've been in the basement all day and look out and the sun's shining out, you're like blinded by the light. Well, that's what you're doing when you put a 5000K bulb in an environment that you're trying to pay attention. So in this case of air hockey or pool or whatever you're trying to light here that I just showed you, you're trying to keep an eye on the puck to make sure the puck doesn't go and you're going, you're playing a game. Last thing you want to do is be concerned about obnoxious light that's blinding you. So that's why I put that color, the lower 2700K bulb in those. Any of the lights in my house that you're going to see, these ones or any of these can lights, these are all 3000K. They're a little bit more white. You will never see, with the exception of my one outdoor light in my backyard, you'll never see a 5000K light in this house. I just don't like the color, right? You got these rope lights. You could see the difference between that and a traditional 3000K bulb. Even the underbar lighting and the kick plate lighting is 3000K. Most of the time when you go and buy this type of lighting, it's the obnoxious 5000K bright white, and I don't like it. That doesn't feed warm, inviting atmosphere. Now, there are other cases. I have one particular light fixture, stand-up light, in my bedroom. It's kind of like a mood light or a night light. It's very low. It's only like, it would be equivalent to, I think, 35 or 40 normal watts, right? It's LED. It's like 24 or 2500K. Very yellow in color. Surrounded by the shade around it makes it appear even more yellow. It's more of a mood light, right? Okay, whatever. It's in the bedroom for a reason. Ha! But anyways, different color lights and bulbs depending on what you're doing. And most people don't pay attention to this, and it drives me nuts. I've gone to some people's houses, and because I'm not going to name names, but I've been to houses where I go in the bathroom, and all the bulbs, you got a light fixture, simple light fixture with one or two bulbs in it, and they're the 5000K bulbs. And it's like, what are you doing? You're in the bathroom, and you're trying to do your business, and you got this obnoxious bright white, and it's just not inviting. I don't like it. So that's my take on lights and colors. And let's take a look at the time here. We still got about 2 more minutes. And everything has its purpose, right? Like flashlights inherently have the bright white light because you're trying to find something, right? You're trying to search for something, and that's why you want that really obnoxious bright light, because you're trying to find something. In a house, it's wrong. It's not the way the human eyes don't like it. Okay, I'll touch on this a bit further. You ever go into a warehouse that have those big long tube lights, what are they made out of? Same one as the curly ones. They've got harmful chemicals and harmful metals and chemicals inside of them. Neon lights, right? Neon? I don't know. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. Those lights are typically 5,000 or more K, 6,000K. They are obnoxious. You know why you get a headache when you sit in an office or a warehouse and that's the type of lights that are there and you get a headache just from the light? That's why. Because of the obnoxious bright white color. It's not ideal. If you're doing lights for your house, especially indoors, you don't want that bright white. It's just not an ideal thing. Down here in the basement, I chose to do a 3000 instead of 2700. I thought about doing 2700 to get a more yellow, more warm feel. But then I thought to myself, no, I want it to be a little bit whiter. And if I had my choice, I would actually probably prefer 3500K. But they don't really make bulbs, not on the mainstream market, that do that. And if they are, they're expensive, like 12 bucks a piece, and I'm not going to pay for that. So I settled for 3,000. But I was looking for something down here because there's no windows and there's no outside light from outside. Anyways, this is it. We're at 10 minutes and 12 seconds. This is Rob's Way or the Highway. Like, subscribe, favorite, and that's my way of doing light bulbs. Thanks for your time.